Hello friends! Today we are reading the story Career Day. The story is by Anne Rockwell and the pictures are by Lizzie Rockwell. So Anne wrote the words and Lizzie drew the pictures. In this story, children in a class and the teachers are all introducing special visitors. And they're all telling their peers about what their visitors do for their career or their job. All right, let's see what happens. When special visitors come to our school, they tell us about the work they do. Then we tell them about the work we do. Today it's my turn to introduce my visitor. What if I forget what I'm supposed to say? Sometimes that happens. Not just to me, Miss Madoff says, but to everyone. It happens with me too. Sometimes I forget what I'm going to say, and that's okay. Here he is, right on time. This is my dad, I say. He drives a big bulldozer. He's helping build our new library. Good morning, Mr. Lopez, everyone says. Good morning, boys and girls, my dad says. So he drives a bulldozer. He's part of a construction team. Next, we meet Charlie's visitor. His mother is a judge who works in a courtroom and wears a long black robe. If there's too much noise, she pounds her gavel and says, "Order in the court." Then everyone has to be quiet. When Kate introduces her visitor, she says, "My dad plays bass in an orchestra at night. He practices all day and takes care of my baby brother while our mother goes to work at the bank." Oh, here's an orchestra. It's a bunch of people with instruments who all play together. Machiko's mother writes books for us to read. She draws the pictures in them too. She's very good at drawing mice. So Machiko's mother is an author and an illustrator. Mrs. Madoff's visitor is her husband. He's a scientist called a paleontologist. Let me show you this picture really quickly, and I want you to see if you can figure out what a paleontologist does. What do you think? He just got back from South America where he was digging for dinosaur bones. The bones tell us about dinosaurs that lived a long time ago. So a paleontologist discovers things like old bones and fossils. Sarah's visitor is our crossing guard. She brings Sarah to school every day because she's also Sarah's grandmother. That's why Sarah is always the first one at school and the last one to go home in the afternoon. The crossing guard helps people stay safe when they're going across a road. Evelyn's mother is a nurse in the hospital. She takes care of all the newborn babies in our town. She tells us those babies are very, very cute, but they sure do cry a lot when they're hungry. Oh, this book is sticky. There we go. Jessica's mother takes care of animals. She's a veterinarian, a kind of doctor who makes sick animals better. Have you ever had an animal that you had to take to the vet? We're going to have a veterinarian office set up in our classroom for our stuffed animals. Sam's visitor drives the sanitation truck that carries our garbage to the big town dump. Kate and Evelyn and I wave to him just as we always do whenever he comes down our street. Hey kids, remember to recycle, Sam's father says. It's very important to recycle so that we can use some trash that's not super dirty and turn it into new things later. Like sometimes water bottles are turned into pens, and newspapers can help make new pencils. And there are a lot of good reasons to recycle, and we'll be learning about those later too. Evan's father wears a leather apron that holds the tools he uses all the time. He shows us how to hammer a nail. So look, he's building things, he's woodworking. I see that he made a birdhouse and a chair, and it looks like different kinds of legs for tables and things. That's a very interesting job. When it's time for Nicholas to introduce his visitor, he says, I'll bet you've all bought groceries at the friendly farm market. Guess what? My father is the manager of the store. So his father is in charge of all the employees at that store, and he helps make sure that everything goes right. Today, it's Mr. Cisco's turn to introduce his special visitor. He says, Good morning, everyone. I'd like you to meet Professor Alcorn. He's my teacher at college. Hey, I never knew grown-ups had teachers too. After I graduated high school, I went to college to become a teacher, and I had lots of teachers to do that. Grown-ups sure have interesting work to do, and so do we. Look at all the things that they're doing in the classroom. Do we have jobs in our classroom? We have things that we do like the line leader, we have cleanup helpers, the star helper, teacher helper, our light monitor, and our door holder. And all of those things, while they sound a little different, when we do them all together, it helps us get things done quickly, and we have responsibilities here. And also, we do fun things that are actually work, like our small group. That's part work. But it's so fun that we don't always notice it. I wonder what I'll be when I grow up. Can you think of what you might want to be when you grow up? Here I see things like a firefighter, a vet, a grocer, a construction worker, a chef, and maybe a conductor who's taking tickets. Those are some pretty interesting jobs. All right. I hope you really enjoyed this story and that you're going to have a great rest of the week, okay? Goodbye.